In the year 1996, Ron Howard directed Mel Gibson and Rene Russo in one of the best films of all three of their careers, in the film Ransom. Welcome to Hey, Have You Seen That Film? Where today we will be discussing Ransom. Ransom is the story of a man who has built his business from the ground up. He has become a very wealthy man. He's a happily married family man. And one day, his son is kidnapped right in front of their eyes. They are at a park in New York, and his wife is judging a science contest, and he's supposed to be watching his son, and he takes his eyes off him for 1 minute to talk to somebody, and next thing you know, he can't find his son anywhere. He's completely gone. And they get a phone call from the kidnappers giving their demands for his ransom. And they almost go through it the first time, and then things fall through, and it's crazy intense. You think maybe their son might have died, but he's still there. And then they give him a second drop. They say, okay, here's where this one better happen, or there's going to be serious consequences. And as Mel is driving to make the drop, he drives past a news station, and he gets this crazy idea, which is where this scene is what makes it such an intriguing story. He stops at the news station, goes in there, he lays out all the cash. It was like $2 million for his son, and he says, he goes low, or he's broadcasted so the kidnappers can see this, and he says, hey, right here in front of me is the money you want for my son. I'm now putting it out for your head. So if you want this money, you better turn yourself in, because there's no way I'm going to give it to you. You can guess that doesn't go over too well with the kidnappers. And this movie is one crazy ride. I recommend this to anybody. It is such an intense, thrilling movie that you're just on the edge of your seat, and you're just so wrapped up in these characters. And I kid you not, I think Mel Gibson and Rene Russo, this is the best acting, or some of the best acting they've ever done in their entire careers. I can't think of the actor. Suddenly slipped my mind. I'll put his name here first for y'all know. Who plays the kidnapper? But there's this scene alone makes the movie. There's a scene where he and Mel Gibson are on the phone, and they're just yelling back and forth threats at one another, and the level of drama and intensity is just. And then there's one scene where they think their son is dead. They think he's dead, and Mel Gibson and Renee is dry heaving, and they're both just screaming, and I honestly believe that they believe their son is dead. Like, at that point, it's like they're not acting. They are genuinely giving us how we would react if that were to happen. It's such a good performance. It's well acted, well directed. Ransom. Oh, I could go on about this movie. I remember the first time I watched it, I was mind blown. Really, that's the best way to say it. It definitely captures your attention. If you get the chance to watch this movie, you better just buckle on down. Don't plan on doing anything while you're watching this, because you want to be paying full attention to everything that's going on. I'm shocked that this movie isn't more talked about and isn't as well known as it should be. It was one of the highest grossing films of 1996. Mel Gibson was nominated for a Golden Globe for his performance, and yet not enough people talk about it. in fact, like I've had to go show people and tell people about it. For how successful it was, it's crazy to see that it's been forgotten. And I don't know, just thinking about it, it just makes it's such a good movie. So if you like thrillers, if you like Mel Gibson as an actor, if you enjoyed Ron Howard's films as a director, if whatever it may be, I recommend watching this movie. You will not regret it. This is one, as several of the other videos on here, that I showed my wife, and I showed her a couple months before we had our daughter, and it's one now that my wife is like, I can't watch it. Having had a child now, and knowing what happens in that movie, she won't watch it with me anymore. At least I'm sure I could convince her to watch it with me again. But she's like, nope, I can't do it. It's too much, and it's too hard. And thinking about that happening to our daughter, it's just too much to bear. So, Ransom is a very clever movie. It's everything is well played out. Everything worked for this movie, and so I recommend it to anybody who's in the mood for a good thriller. Check this out. If you've seen it before, I would love to hear what you have to say. If you have not, check it out and then come back and tell us what you have to say, because I love hearing people's reviews for these films. I love to hear what other people think about them. So thank you for watching, and take care.